All right, thank you for part two. We're at the Andrew Johnson Historical Site Museum, 1808, 1875. Let's check this out. We have the ribbon worn by Andrew Johnson to mourn the death of President Lincoln. There is a picture of Abraham Lincoln in the center of the ribbon. I'll show you that. Andrew Johnson placed his hand on the Bible and took the oath of office. Sorry, I've got this mask on. It's kind of a pain. There's a lot of really nice stuff to look at. There's a lot of information here. I'm just gonna go through it and show you all real quick. Let's see, we'll come over this way. Early months, presidency. Life at the White House. That's the jewelry given to Martha Johnson by Sarah Childress Polk. Johnson's break with Congress. Early supporters. Early opponents. Look at that. No surrender. The saturated Constitution. And in the next room, they have the shop that he opened up after he ran away. He came here and opened up his own place of business. So we'll check that out. From the reconstructed Constitution. State of Louisiana. 29 of the 50 black delegates who helped rewrite the Louisiana state constitution in 1868. Mourning the women at Richmond Ruins. Thomas Ness cartoon depicting post-war racial tensions. And we're back to that in 2020. The right and left wing media has really stirred a lot of stuff the past few years. The piece of the transatlantic cable mounted as a souvenir presented to Andrew Johnson. So that's a piece of cable. And the medal presented to Andrew Johnson commemorating the laying of the transatlantic cable. Let's see if we can get a better view on that. 19th century telegraph office. A globe. You don't even see many globes these days. veto president. Civil Rights Bill, Freedoms Bureau Bill. Andrew Johnson was the first president to be impeached. This is clearing up a common misconception. Was Andrew Johnson impeached? Yes, on February 24th, 1868, Andrew Johnson became the first president to ever be impeached by the House of Representatives. What does impeachment mean? Impeachment is an accusation of wrongdoing. It does not mean removal from office. In fact, any civil officer of the United States can be impeached, but removal from office occurs only if there is a conviction by the Senate. In order to impeach a civil officer, such as a president, the House of Representatives must decide if there is significant evidence of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. Once the House votes to impeach, the Senate tries the case to convict the defendant. 2/3 of the Senate members present must vote guilty. Why was Johnson impeached? Impeachment was the result of the long and increasingly hostile battle between President Johnson and Congress over opposing Reconstruction policies. While Johnson fought for the lenient policy toward the South, the radical majority of Congress saw the South as conquered territory to be remodeled by the government. The radicals decided that in order to carry out their plan, Johnson had to be removed. Man, doesn't that just seem like it just a loop all the way back around to Trump? The radicals in Congress had long searched unsuccessfully for evidence of criminal charges to bring against President Johnson. When they definitively removed the Secretary of War from office in an alleged violation of the Turner of Office Act, they were convinced that the president had committed an impeachable offense. So, once again, somebody else that they tried to impeach, that they couldn't find any wrongdoings. Guilty or not, the House presented 11 articles of impeachment against Johnson. 8 of the articles charged that the president had conspired to violate the Constitution by deliberately challenging the Tenure of Office Act that had become law over his veto. Johnson felt that the act was a violation of executive powers bestowed upon the president by the Constitution. He also believed that since Stanton had become appointed by Lincoln, not by him, he was not just bound by the Act's provisions, that the president could not remove federal office holders during the term of the presidents who appointed them without the consent of the Senate. Was Johnson guilty or not? Use your ticket of administration to the impeachment trial to vote as if you were a member of the Senate. And that's Johnson met the counsel at the White House, prepared for the impeachment trial. This is the ladies' gallery. And here's your guilty, not guilty. And, just like Trump, got more than non-guilty. And I'm going to go ahead and take this. And I agree with them. Got the Senate trial. The verdict. Not guilty. One vote counts. One vote counts. Every face makes a difference. This election will affect you and the things you care about. Yeah. We just had one of those a few months back. And there's already been a lot of change. None of what I agree with. this isn't about my feelings. This is about getting information out to people. This cane was presented to Andrew Johnson by the German immigrant in 1865. The company letter read, you can pause that and read that if you want. Look at how ornate that is. It's got the eagle on the top. Got the ivory basket made out of ivory. And look, they got a humidity temperature gauge right there, which I don't understand because back in the days, buildings didn't have air conditioner. If they had heat, it was from a fireplace. They had no control over the humidity. But if you look at antique furniture, it's still in great condition, great shape. If it was out in the weather, it was out in the weather. It's kind of like paying for an air conditioner storage unit. I mean, as long as it's not going to be moldy and mildewy from water and stuff like that, I don't get the purpose. There's a stamp used to apply his signature to the letters and documents. His hand had been broken in a train wreck and never set properly, so it was painful for him to do much writing. There's the impeachment tickets. Gold watch. And this is his place of business. Let's take a look. The tailor shop. So after he ran away from the apprenticeship, this is where he came. It was in this tailor shop that Andrew Johnson began a political career that would lead him to the White House. When Johnson purchased the shop, it was located on or near Main Street and then moved it to its present location. So this building was moved. Its frame structure is covered in yellow poplar weatherboarding and its interior walls are covered in wide pine boards. This is the early photo. Johnson Tailor. And a Johnson in Greeneville. This is a photograph of Greeneville taken from Main Street. It almost smell like wood burning. I don't know if there's a fire outside somewhere. Tennessee Agricultural Hall of Fame. Andrew Johnson. Some scissors right here. Fireplace. And their stove. Not sure what that is. Maybe that's a bunghole. Greenville's got a lot of historic history to it. Preserving the tailor shop. The Andrew Johnson Tailor Shop was owned by the president's descendants until 1921, when Andrew Johnson Partisan, the president's grandson, deeded the property to the state of Tennessee. The state then apprehended the funds necessary to protect and preserve the shop by enclosing it in a brick structure. This memorial building, which houses the Presidential Museum and the Tailor Shop, was constructed by the state of Tennessee between 1921 and 1923. In 1941, the Tailor Shop and Memorial Building were deeded to the federal government for administration by the National Park Service. So this is the memorial building being constructed. And I'm going to, after we look in here, I want to show you the foundation of it. Sorry, the light's not the greatest. There's their iron. Got to get those wrinkles out. So let me show you the foundation over here. So they came in, they reconstructed this. You could see that the footers are on like rocks, or on rocks, not like rocks, stones. And then they have where the fireplace goes all the way down. So that's his shop. And it'll be here forever. And here's a, so that must be maybe an apprenticeship right there, because one of the other things that I said was sitting on a table with their legs crossed. So I don't know. Sorry about the glare. You guys can see the bag that I have covering my camera because it's raining. Wish they had a light on in there. But this is pretty much the setup. This is the table that you just saw. The door, there's the fireplace and the back wall. Dressed in Andrew Johnson's. Let me find out. Oh, well, there's a thing over here that says, "How would you have dressed in Andrew Johnson's time?" Try on some clothes and find out. I guess he used to, probably pre-COVID, be able to dress up. And here's the wedding coat made by Andrew Johnson, tailored shears, thimble, towing goose iron, and Weatherstone brush. Whew. Imagine using those scissors today. Those make your hands cramp up. And there's tailoring goose. Now the day is the iron. The lights are on now, so let's check this coat out. Where's the rest of his pants? No, it's just a coat. A family's vision. It says U.S. and then NPS, National Park Service. This is a final from the original fence encircling the family burial ground. If your kid's gonna ever do any kind of report on a president, this is a great place to come. Get a lot of information. And we are gonna go check out the National Cemetery, which is right down the street. We got this little map over here that was given to us. We are over here in Early Home, and we are going to go check out Andrew Johnson's home, and then we're going to go to the National Cemetery, which is right down the street, and check that out. So this is some porcelain fragments found on the cemetery grounds. An original screw from the coffin of Miss Johnson's mother after her interment in the National Cemetery in 1944. Look at that. It's an original screw. We're going to go check out the cemetery. All right. So they also do have a 13-minute video. We're not going to watch that. But if you do come here, they do have a video that you can watch. And they do have a, thank you for your time.
You're quite welcome.
And they do have a place where you can purchase some items. And it's raining even harder out now. Every time I go back outside, it's raining even harder. Well, all right, guys, we are going to go ahead and end this. And I'm going to run over to the truck. And we will probably just do a drive around at this cemetery, being that it's raining so much. So thanks for watching. Subscribe, share with a friend. Gives it a thumbs up.